He's been involved with the directory local search industries for some years, and now he's co-founder of Best Practice AI, so he's going to try to drive us a little bit more down to earth on the impact of AI, the impact he sees on of AI on the local search environment. So Simon?
Can you hear me? Okay. So, that was a lot of AI. You ready for some more? Fantastic. Thanks. Firstly, thanks to Kimberly and the SIINDA board for having me. It's a delight to be back. A lot of familiar faces. It's wonderful to see you all. The talk today is to turn how AI transformed the local search industry. And I'd actually like to say it's really a question of how has AI already transformed the local search industry? Because a lot has actually already happened as a result of artificial intelligence. And we'll go through that. Just a bit of my background, thank you for the introduction. I've really had a journey over the past 20-25 years. It's taken me from AI to local to back to digital transformations. And I actually started many years ago with a degree in artificial intelligence. And that was back in the days when the computational power equivalent of an iPhone would cost about $100 million. So I wasn't doing much AI those many years ago. So luckily I found myself some employment and ended up deploying high performance algorithms in the local search space, and we ended up launching MapQuest, which is the first of mapping a local search service. That then took me to Dex Yellow Pages back in 2004. And this is where we really started a lot of the digital transformation of the industry, moving from an advertising print publisher to a marketing solution provider. And so it's great to hear a lot of the presentations talking about presence, engagement, digital advertising buying. Interesting to see how the industry has actually moved all the way from print to digital, and that transformation has happened. Then took me to European directories. I moved back here in 2007. Then moved on to the CEO of Europe Home Advisor for about 3 years, which is a marketplace for tradesmen. And then on the side, I have actually been doing a lot of angel investment, and the presentations yesterday were very interesting on AI expert residence at SIINDA. And then most recently, I set up Best Practice AI, co-founded with a colleague who he and I had worked in European directories together. And we really focused on explaining to executives how AI can create competitive advantage, and then putting together business cases, business plans for it. So, AI, are you ready for another gold rush? And the reality is AI is a story of many boom and busts. It's been going for a while. And Marvin Minsky, who was one of the founders, but godfathers really of AI, and really incredible person out of MIT, he said, within our lifetime, machines may surpass humans in general intelligence. And does anybody want to hazard a guess as to which year he said this? Anyone? Which one? 54. Anybody else? Anybody else? Okay. 1961. And he also said, within a generation, I'm convinced the problems of creating AI will be substantially solved. He said that in 67. Fast forward to today, and the media is still saying that the AI is going to be substantially solved in the next few years. But there's something really that's different going on now, and that's the power of exponential. And if you look at the amount of data that's being created in the world, there's predictions that next year, every single one of the 7 trillion people on this planet will be creating every second 1,700,000 bytes of data, be it from their phone, be it interacting, be it whatever. That's a huge volume of data. The second thing that's really changed is computational power at an exponential level. And that if the cars had increased their performance at the same rate that computer chips have since 1971, cars will actually be going 420 million miles an hour. And this was a figure that's a couple of years old, so it's actually probably double at this point. But the other amazing thing that's going on with AI, and why it's starting to really happen now, is the cost of software has decreased exponentially for AI. And you've got amazing machine learning framework software algorithms from the likes of Google that runs their whole company on it, given away for free. It's open source. So Google's TensorFlow here is given away for free. Facebook, others, Microsoft have put their software away for free. And this is really starting to drive the use of AI now. But one of the big problems with AI is actually, what is it? How do you measure it? Greg asked the question, how do you know if it's any good? How do you buy it? How do you procure it? But the reality is AI is something of a blank canvas, and that everyone tends to paint their own picture of what AI is. The media creates a sort of this dystopian picture that in a few years' time, 30–40% of the jobs are going to be eliminated. We have an existential threat. And then there's a sort of more utopian view that actually all the crappy stuff and boring stuff in our jobs is going to be taken over by machines, and we're going to have more leisure time. Or we're not going to have to drive anymore and waste time in traffic jams because cars are going to be automated. City streets are going to be much cleaner. But the reality is, there's really one big thing that's gone on in AI that's changed the game in 2013 and 12, is the breakthrough in deep learning. And deep neural networks are being used for unfathomably complex statistical pattern recognition. What you've got to think of it in terms of is input. If you show a deep learning digits such as 4321, then what's actually happening here is these layers of neurons and nodes that are interconnected, and there are millions and millions of interconnections, tens of millions, hundreds of millions, billions of interconnections. Somehow, that activation will then figure out the digit that's being shown there is actually the number 5 or number 4. And this is really the huge breakthrough that's gone on, is deep learning neural networks. And it's unfathomable the number of dimensions that are going on behind this. But at the end of the day, it is incredible pattern recognition. This is why really AI is data science on steroids. It can be used for prediction, predict customer churn. Let's evaluate customer segments. Let's optimize pricing algorithms. And this is what's been really driving the advance of AI. But there's a second area that AI is being used in, which is really sensing and cognition. We think of what makes us intelligent. We see, we hear, we read, we understand, we reason with that. And so something like autonomous vehicles, think of all the cognitive sensing activities it needs to do. Cars driving down the street, it's got to be able to recognize what's ahead of it. Trees, other cars, passengers, stop sign, traffic lights. What happens if a dog comes running through here? What does it do? Where does it stop? The level of sophistication in autonomous vehicles is just absolutely incredible. There's no surprises that Tim Cook, the CEO of Apple, said that autonomous vehicles are the mother of all AI problems. And I actually hazard a guess that even though a lot of the media says that the streets of London will clear out next year, there'll be autonomous vehicles, it's absolute crap. This problem is so hard to solve, it's going to take a lot longer. The third area of AI that's getting a lot of prominence, and if you're an investor, you're looking at this area now, is creativity. And we mentioned some of this yesterday. Let's create ad content, let's create ad banners, let's create unique local journalism stories. But also creativity is being used to create deep fakes. And this is a really interesting example here of how a machine learning is creating a fake picture of a person. And a second machine, the adversarial network, has to say, is it a fake? If it says a fake, this machine then changes it. And it goes around like this millions and millions and millions of times. And what happens after 18 days? That is a fake person. Absolutely incredible reporting. You never know. Obviously, there's huge problems to come down the road, ethical, social, political, when you've got fakes. I think there was a fake video of Obama the other day. What is real in this new world? The fourth area, and I'll let this speak for itself, of AI technologies is really being applied in robotics. And this is the dark challenge of how it works or not, as the case may be. Good evening last night. So the fifth area, we touched upon this yesterday, of AI, and there's a lot of argument as to whether or not this is really AI, is robotic process automation, RPA. The idea is, think about your backroom operations, how much time is spent by people entering data on this system, this system, this system. Get a customer request address change, you've got to update it here. And if you're a big organisation, you've probably got to update it in another system, another system. So RPA, in particular, two companies called UiPath and Blue Prism, multi-billion-dollar valuations on the back of this type of automation. So we've seen this, actually, it was mentioned today, it was mentioned yesterday as well. AI is far from solved. It's just bloody big pattern recognition. It has no human-like concepts that we are used to. So, for example, if the machine learning has been taught to recognize this as the front of an American school bus, then if you rotate this object and the machine learning is still looking at it, it's interesting. Now, for whatever reason, thinks it's a garbage truck, here. And then you keep on turning around, for some reason now it thinks it's a punching bag. And then if you keep rotating it, it thinks it's a snowplow. Now, you can kind of see why it might think it's a snowplow, because it's snowy and there's this thing across it. But the real point is it ain't that smart. In fact, somebody at Google was saying AI is pretty dumb. But behind all of this is a real question of what happens when AI fails. What happens when the Uber crashes and kills somebody in Phoenix? What happens when the AI is discriminatory and recommends hiring white 20-something males, as actually happened at Amazon? Who is responsible there? So this is why you're getting a lot of debates around ethics of AI. And I like. So AI, I said this earlier, AI tool is really tools and technologies that enable stuff. And the question is, what does it mean for you in the business? How does it create value for you? And Gartner recently predicted that AI-derived business value will reach up to 3.9 trillion. That's a huge, huge impact of AI. And really there's four types of benefits that people are claiming. And this was a CAP Gemini study. Firstly, revenue. Most organizations, when they implement AI, get a 10% increase in AI. Or the second area is automation and operational efficiency. 78% of organizations, large organizations, are claiming that they get more than 10% productivity increase. Customer engagement, many organizations are saying they're improving customer relationship and deeper insights. And these are really the core benefits. Now, these numbers are really, really sketchy, just like adoption figures, somebody was saying earlier, are really sketchy as well. But the bottom line is there's a lot of potential, but we're still at the early days of AI. One of the things we do at Best Practice AI on this subject of business values, we actually created a huge library, curated thousands upon thousands of articles, scanned, analyzed, to see what sort of business value you can get from AI. It's actually free to use at bestpractice.ai. There's about 600 use cases for AI, about actually now 1,100 case studies across 60 geographies, and it has lots of information like what were the actual results of using this AI. So going back to Greg's question, if you're implementing a new machine learning model, what are the types of goals that you should have associated with it? For example, if you're doing customer prediction modeling, does it have an 80% probability of predicting customers' churn? So one of the things to make AI more adoptable is we've got to have real KPIs and objectives behind it and case studies as well. One of the nice things about this best practice AI library is this being used by the World Economic Forum, and we're working with them at the moment on empowering AI leadership for a toolkit which will be launched later this year. We're also working with the British All-Parliamentary Group on AI. So we then try to create a heat map of where AI technology can actually drive value. And no surprises. If you take something like marketing and sales, where there's lots of data about customers and consumers, there's a lot of data science there, predictive modeling. In robots, we use it in operations and manufacturing, chatbots in customer service. In manufacturing, vision is used as parts go down the manufacturing lines to look for defects as well. So, getting to the punchline, so what about local and AI? Because that's what we're here for. What you're seeing is the US tech giants, no surprises to anybody here, are already using AI to dominate the local search market. And if we look at the marketplace between consumers and SMEs, The likes of Google and others have already got using AI extensively on their consumer search. On content, the tech giants are using AI to pull content, aggregate content, match content, look at sentiment of content, and the like. And then third, on monetization, it came up yesterday, the search giants are really looking at how they optimize their revenue yield through AI. We also talked a lot yesterday about traffic acquisition and how you can use AI as an optimization problem. So we know Google is really the world's largest AI company. We're doing something as simple as local search. Determining intent of search queries is all driven by AI. Personalizing my recommendations and results is AI. Display relevant content, that has been filtered through AI. It's incredible the level of sophistication that they're going at. But the key thing also coming out of this conference is it's not only about AI, it's about the data that you have underneath it. The size of the data sets that these companies have. It's hard to imagine. I think Google's talking about 15 exabytes, which is 10 to the 18, I think, of data. Huge. Facebook is leveraging machine learning for local business search, personalization, and interaction. It allows users to discover nearby restaurants and businesses. That's heavily supported by machine learning. Transactions facilitated by chatbots. Exploring and sharing events, places and other interesting recommended by your network is heavily driven by AI as well. And it's interesting, take something like Uber. Uber Eats, which is now a $6 billion business. Uber is just an incredible AI company. One example that they give from their engineering department is how they've improved the estimated time of delivery accuracy by 26%. So if you order a pizza in San Francisco at 5 o'clock on a Friday, is it going to be half an hour, 60 minutes, 90 minutes? It's a really complex problem to solve, and they've done that much better with AI. Airbnb, you can argue whether or not it's local, but it's certainly a marketplace of buyers and sellers here, has done a huge amount with AI. They've increased conversions of bookings by 4% using machine learning to match property host guest preferences. And what that means is if you're a property host, say here in London, in Paddington, you might have a preference for lots of short stays, a day or two. But actually, if you're in more rural, suburban areas, as a property host, you might prefer to have people stay for a week. And using some machine learning algorithms, they were able to improve by 4%. Another example of Airbnb using it is if you're looking for, as a consumer, looking for a place to stay in Paddington, and it probably starts to learn something about what types of properties you're interested in. Upscale, downscale, airy, not airy, that sort of thing. And so its algorithms with machine learning increase similar property listing recommendations click-throughs by 21% with machine learning. So when you scan down that listing, we'll have down the bottom there, similar properties and click-through rates. That's actually a big number. Amazon, not strictly local, but how many people have gone to an Amazon Go store? Neil, few, 3, 4. Coming to London soon. I was in San Francisco last October. It's amazing. You walk into Amazon Go store, you have to scan your phone as you walk in, walk up to the shelf, take an object off the shelf, and then you look up and there's these sensors everywhere that are watching you, and it's figuring out through AI who you are and what you're taking off the shelf. Now that sounds like relatively complex, but the problem gets even more complex when you have two people very close to each other trying to take something off the shelf. And then what happens if you put something back on the shelf? And then you just walk out and you get a bill probably a few minutes later from Amazon. Really interesting applications of AI. So you can get, there are many examples, and you can see this in our library, but the tech giants are really bringing their AI solutions to local advertising, marketing, and operations. Facebook Marketplaces extensively uses AI for uploading a photo. It cleans up that photo of whatever you're selling, automatically categorizes this. Okay, I'm selling a computer, I'm selling a watch. It does a lot of that automatically. China, which is off the charts in AI, their data sets are incredibly large and there's a lot less data privacy regulation. is doing some amazing things with their tech giants, Alibaba, Baidu, Base++, SenseTime. A few examples. Alibaba improves online ad performance by 45% using reinforcement learning. Automatically designs 400 million online advertising banners using image processing and reinforcement. So there's a question yesterday, will AI allow us to automatically create ad banners? The answer is yes, and it's happening. And then another area of creativity is Alibaba's producing 20,000 lines of copywriting per second with machine learning and NLP. Salesforce, a lot of the AI that our small businesses will get will be enabled through their platforms. Salesforce is building in huge AI capabilities, especially in marketing and sales. So predict which customers that you email you should contact based on their level of engagement. Predict customers that churn. Let's segment customers. Let's optimize the ads that we show customers. I like this one, I pulled it out. More in the classified space is AucNet. It is a Japanese car auction service, automatically classifies cars and uploads images to an online auction site. So you've got lots of inventory, take pictures, upload it, and automatically classifies it and puts it into the classified service. And then Insure, as we start thinking about some of the software that they and services they provide to the small businesses, they are AI powered, so they help you with your tax preparation. They built an AI system encoded with over 80,000 pages of US tax laws. And getting, as Americans here, getting through US tax laws is difficult. But this is all AI and natural language. So I think, in short, we sort of blinked and found that AI has already started to transform the local search industry. But the question is, how can you, everyone in this room, take advantage? I'll leave you some few thoughts. For the first time in a decade, the local search players, we believe, have a real opportunity to renew themselves. At some level, the US tech giants seem to be reaching the limits of growth. There's a lot of reputational challenge to the tech giants at this point. Things like Facebook and Cambridge Analytica, consumer fears over privacy. There's backlashes on whether or not the likes of Amazon are paying their fair taxes. And there's a huge amount of regulatory interest that's going to come down like a ton of bricks on the large tech giants. Scale is a benefit of these companies, but it does mean that opportunities can miss. They cannot do everything everywhere. They do not offer feet on the street. It's really interesting to talk and hear how the importance of human contact and relationships. We're in this world where we're existing on our phone, and the New York Times had a great article saying human contact is a luxury. For all of you with feet on the street, and it was identified by the Swiss pages yesterday, that is a luxury to really leverage and use here and differentiate, and making sure that you really are feeling like you're a local business against these large, giant Goliaths. So AI can really start to open up opportunities for publishers. On the revenue side, there's opportunities to offer new AI-driven products to your customers, present products, ad products. Customer lifecycle management, we touched upon this yesterday. How do you optimize your sales and marketing? Segmentation, churn, are all great things for AI. How do you do sales optimization? And I think the Swiss Yellow Pages said they're looking at machine learning models for lead scoring and the like. Automation and efficiency, a lot of opportunities around cost reduction with robotic process optimization. And as we saw from a lot of suppliers yesterday, starting to integrate machine learning and AI into the creation of ads and the acquisition of traffic. And that really is very well suited to AI. Customer engagement, digital agents. Anybody about the age of 30 doesn't like talking to people. They actually want to talk on Messenger to start with. And then deeper insights. It's a fascinating company we work with in the financial services industry. And they work with the back office, the financial of a very large bank. They took 1 billion emails and messages to try and work out what thousands of staff were actually doing, because staff were spending 40% of their time on messaging with internally and externally. And out of that, they found about 10 common activities that could be automated. And the cost savings behind that for a bank were in the tens to 20 million. But for yourselves, if you've got large operations, how can you use AI to really get an insight into areas for improvement? So I'll rattle through very quickly a few things that you could think about offering. We saw, I put a slide together this morning because what I was hearing yesterday, but something like an iPromote using our builder to create web ads automatically. Matt Clark yesterday was talking about machine learning used to improve our portfolio management, optimizing keywords, optimizing audience identification. And these are all great areas of AI that you will be taking advantage of. Really enjoyed this presentation yesterday. AI-powered, fully automated traffic acquisition platform connected to Google Search for thousands. It's doing something really, really cool there, not quite sure at this point. But the key to competitive advantage with AI is data behind it. So for all of you here, the big question is, what are your data assets? And how can you use those? What data do you have that's unique that can give you competitive advantage? And one of the things that all of you have is you see across channels, social, SEO, banner advertising. There's very few in the local space that see between that. You have performance data on how it performs. Use that to your advantage in creating competitive advantage. Another area is in the whole space of chatbots. This is one slide that suggests that the whole chatbot space is going to grow from 1.5 billion in 2015 up to 16 billion next year or 2021. Great opportunities there. So this is an example I take from Magenta Z, which is Californian-based SMB presence provider. And they've introduced chatbots. So if you're a dentist, one of your biggest challenges is how do you service those young millennials who don't want to pick up the phone and they want to text you or message you at 3 in the morning to book a dental appointment. And so they've introduced some really good technologies around chatbots to help you learn more about the business, book an appointment. And some of the case studies, figures they've got coming out, their products I think is going to be retailing for about $200 a month, is $12.50 revenue upside on a monthly basis, saving 5 hours of front office time, and then 100 plus engagements monthly through this. Some real value to be had from these chatbots. Throwing out wild things for AI. There's been a lot of talk over the years about how about we provide as publishers more of a business-in-a-box service to the SMB, help them get going, work. So not only marketing presence, engagement, outline. This is an interesting company called HireView based out of California. They work typically with large organizations, but what they really help do is streamline the interview process.
What's so great about that? It's so convenient, consistent, and personalized. Allowing candidates to stand out and tell their story. It gives you a better feel for who the person really is, and if they have what it takes to fit into your organization. With HireView, you watch candidate responses on your own time. Compare and rate them side by side. Got a knockout question? Go straight to it and quickly filter out those who don't meet your criteria.
So this is used by the likes of Unilever, very large industrial consumer product companies, claiming they're saving millions, 50,000 pounds a year. Why can't we package this up for the small business and offer a service? Now, why this is AI is the analysis that starts to get spit out in the back end. Imagine that you've interviewed 20 people for your company. Is it AI that starts to tell you, what's this person like? What's this candidate like versus this candidate? Are they confident? Are they direct in their answers? Are they looking in the camera? So AI is starting to provide the concept of a lot of AI analytics out there. But this is something that we as an industry could easily start packaging for the small business. There are many, many examples where AI is powering finance, operations that we can think about bringing to the small business. lot of ethical concerns over how this should be used, but saying that, there's a lot of value it provides in terms of saving time, money, effort, and getting value from it. We talked yesterday about how AI can provide intelligence, provide more intelligence about what my competitors are doing, tell me more about what my customers are doing. If you're a retail store, for example, I love this little startup company here in London, actually just joined Y Combinator in California, but they provide people analytics. And what you can see here, camera outside their store, is actually looking at people walking by. And it's not using facial recognition, but what it can tell you is demographic characteristics, male, white hair, brown coat, that sort of thing. AI is allowing you to really get insights. So we can start to use our imagination around what AI can do for intelligence for in businesses, be it competitor intelligence, customer intelligence, and like that. Sort of the world is our oyster in this regard. So that's in a nutshell a few ideas. What we do believe is AI's potential is absolutely incredible. It's incredible for all industries and for our industry here. We would love to chat with you if you'd like to help making more sense of what AI can do for you and how it can create competitive advantages. So thank you for your time.
Thanks, Simon. Any questions?
Do you see an opportunity? So a lot of these companies in this SMB space don't have the scale of data to really leverage AI, right? You might have 5,000 customers.
Yep.
That's not that much data in the scheme of things. How does this industry sort of put that data into something bigger so that you can actually extract more from that data sort of in a collaborative fashion?
Yeah.
Is that a realistic possibility?
Yeah, I mean, and throw it back to the audience slightly as well. Neil's absolutely right that the whole fuel behind AI and machine learning and models is actually getting data. So if you're a small business and you have a relatively small data set, are there opportunities to really use AI? And I think it will come down to the suppliers aggregating multiple similar customers. So if you're in a specific vertical, let's say dentist, then if you can aggregate suppliers can aggregate 100 dentists, then you can start to see patterns. What are the types of chatbot queries? What are things that consumers are asking? And therefore sort of share it amongst multiple dentists. And so that starts to work. But what it does mean is that ultimately there needs to be a vertical focus because the data patterns you'll see are probably heavily category specific.
Any other questions? If not, Simon, you're joining us for dinner tonight, right?
Yes,
so
I am.
You'll have opportunities also to ask direct questions, Simon. Big round of applause.
Thank you.